Hello, and welcome to another edition of Just 5 Minutes in Acts, short 5-minute studies based on the New Testament book called the Acts of the Apostles. I'm Clay Brown, Associate Pastor for Equipping Ministries at Memorial Drive Presbyterian Church, Houston, Texas. And in this passage, we're going to look for one thought and then one implication of that thought. And by implication, I simply mean if the thought's on target, then here's what it can mean for your life and mine. The passage is Acts chapter 9, verses 1 through 31. It's the conversion of Saul of Tarsus. Now, let me read the verses aloud that we need to hear from the New Living Translation. They're verses 4 through 6 and then verses 14 and 16. He, Saul, fell to the ground and heard a voice saying to him, "Saul, Saul, why are you persecuting me?" "Who are you, Lord?" Saul asked. Then the voice replied, "I am Jesus, the one you are persecuting. Now get up and go into the city, and you will be told what to do." Then verse 14 and following. "But Lord," exclaimed Ananias, "I've heard many people talk about the terrible things this man has done to the believers in Jerusalem." But the Lord said, "Go, for Saul is my chosen instrument to take my message to the Gentiles and to kings, as well as to the people of Israel. And I will show him how much he must suffer for my name's sake." Well, what's one thought here? The mission of God to reach the whole world has just gone to a whole new level. Saul is called by God to be the apostle to the non-Jewish world, and to be called by God in his redemptive enterprise is both an incredible blessing and an incredible challenge. We get Saul's equivalent here of the burning bush experience. The risen Jesus appears to him. But what's Saul being called to do? Jesus doesn't tell Saul at first. Instead, he lays it on Ananias, a faithful Christian in Damascus, assigned the job of talking with Saul. Ananias knows Saul's reputation, so it's a little wonder that he gently asks God if God's fully aware of all that Saul's been doing. Oh, well done, Ananias. Instead of vaporizing Ananias into his constituent atoms, God responds with grace. "The Saul who's done this evil is my messenger that I've called to take the Christian movement to its next phase, to the non-Jewish world." That sounds great. It's like a Flex Seal commercial, though, isn't it? Wait, there's more. And instead of a boat made fully of Flex Seal stuff, you get Saul learning what it will mean to be a full-fledged follower of Jesus. How will he learn? Verse 16. "And I will show him how much he must suffer for my name's sake." The suffering Jesus talks about in many public teachings, the suffering that Jesus talks about with his disciples, like deny yourself, take up your cross, and follow me. Yeah, that's suffering. Saul will soon know the reality of sharing in the suffering of his new Lord and Master, Jesus. All right, what's one implication of this thought? When Jesus calls you to serve him, it's both blessed and challenging for you as well, and there's no escaping that reality. And you keep on following Jesus regardless. Some folks say following Jesus is like experiencing no trouble anymore. Your illness is healed, your purpose clear, your actions productive, and your way onward and upward always. My question for these folks is simple. What planet are you living on? Because the planet I live on is a mixed bag. I deal with blessings and challenges all the time, a lot of times in the same moment. Saul will learn this truth soon enough. In verses 22 through 31 of this chapter, people are trying to kill him, and others sneak him out of town. Business as usual on this planet. We too shouldn't be surprised by things like COVID, political turmoil, financial struggle, addiction relapse, religious hypocrisy, and the like. We live in a fallen world. And how do we respond to such things? Discouragement, distress, despair? Well, sometimes we're only human. But the living Word, Jesus, and the written Word, the Scriptures, have a better idea. Just keep following Jesus regardless. As your Lord, as your Savior, through the ebbs and flows, the highs and lows, the blessings and challenges, and He will guide and empower you as you go. You will receive praise, no doubt some of the time. and you will have to suffer for the name, no doubt, some of the time. Either way, just keep following Jesus. All right, I think that's enough for now. Any questions, comments, email me at cbrown@mdpc.org. That's cbrown@mdpc.org. Next time, one thought, one implication from Acts chapter 9, verses 32 through chapter 10, verse 33. Thanks. God bless. Take care.